We'll try again. Thank you very much. We appreciate the opportunity to speak again today. My name is Arlinda Locklear. I have been an attorney working with the tribe on this effort since 1988. So I've been at it for a few of those times that the chairman has referred to, as well as other witnesses today. We have had multiple hearings and multiple opportunities to act and to give justice to the Lumbee people since 1899, when the first federal legislation was introduced. All of those bills have failed. And let me tell you, that has been a heartbreaking process for the Lumbee people. But we owe a vote of thanks to this committee in particular, because as a result of that process, you have developed the richest record that exists for any non-federally recognized tribe in this country. We have a record that allows you to proceed with the enactment of the S-107 with full confidence that by doing so, you would extend full federal recognition to a tribe that truly exists as such. The most important document that's in that long, rich record is a report that was asked for, sought by this committee, and submitted in 1915 by Special Indian Agent O.M. McPherson. We have particularly his record, which I have with me today, as well as the testimony of multiple expert witnesses over the last 100 years that give you the body of evidence to prove tribal existence. I think it's worth noting the quality of the experts and the preeminence of their appearance here and the testimony that they provided in support of federal recognition. We are honored to include among that group Dr. Jack Campisi, who has probably authored more petitions in the administrative process than any other expert. We include also Dr. Sturdivant, who was the general editor for the authoritative Smithsonian Handbook of North American Indians. We include among that group Dr. Ray Fogelson, who is no longer with us, but Dr. Fogelson was the editor for the Southeast volume in particular of the Smithsonian Handbook of North American Indians. And we count among those experts Vine Deloria, who spoke eloquently in 1988 to this committee, in particular about political authority. What I would like to do this afternoon is summarize very briefly what the characteristics of tribal existence are and give you confidence in the record that you have already that establishes those criteria. In a Supreme Court decision in 1901 called Montoya versus the United States, the Supreme Court gave us guidance as to what an Indian tribe is. The Supreme Court indicated that an Indian tribe consists of a body of Indians of the same race, factor number one, who are united in a community in a particular territory, factor number two, and who are united under one leadership or government, factor number three. A few years later, in 1913, the Supreme Court spoke in United States versus Sandoval. And in that opinion, the court went to great lengths to confirm this body's pre-ultimate authority to make the decision on establishing a formal government-to-government relationship with an Indian tribe. It noted that that authority is limited only to those groups that are, quote, distinctly Indian communities. So we have some indication of what those criteria are. I would like to speak very briefly to those with regard to Lumbee. First, a body of Indians. Your record, beginning with the 1915 McPherson report and continuing to today, establishes that there is a single related body of Indians residing in Robeson and adjoining counties who call themselves Lumbee, and I will note for the record, have done so informally even before the adoption of formal state recognition since the early 1920s. That has been the name we have chosen for ourselves. Second, these folks are united in a community occupying a particular territory. They are so united in a community that even today, more than 60% of modern-day enrolled members are married to other Lumbees. They attend all Lumbee schools. They attend all Lumbee churches, and their primary interaction is among other Lumbees. They also occupy a territory that they've been in since the time of first sustained white contact in the early 1700s, and that's Robeson and adjoining county. That's home. And the record establishes, your record, that more than 50% of the enrolled members of the tribe reside today in that traditional territory. Finally, leadership. Many of the events that the chairman spoke about demonstrate the effectiveness and the repeated assertion of independence that the long record of political authority shows among the Lumbee people. And in this regard, let me highlight the testimony that you received in 1988 from Vine Deloria, who spoke eloquently about the form of leadership at Lumbee. He noted that more than any other federally recognized tribe, the form of leadership at Lumbee is more like the traditional form of leadership that existed before the adoption of the IRA and before the formation of formal tribal governments. That is what leadership among indigenous communities looks like, and it still exists at Lumbee today. Finally, let me say a word about, very quickly, the administrative process. These facts and criteria and evidence that I have summarized for you indicate that under those criteria, we have established what they refer to as high evidence of tribal existence. The concentration of membership within a defined territory, Robeson and adjoining counties, and the high in-marriage rate themselves, those two factors are considered to be conclusive evidence of tribal existence in those regulations. So you have the evidence before you. We urge you to act, and we think you can do so, again, with full confidence that you are recognizing a true Indian community. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Locklear. Next turn to Chief Hicks. Welcome.